Listen, I've been meaning to ask you, so how's the job search going?
Job search? Sir, I don't think I understand what you're talking about.
I forgot to tell you, you're fired for consistently ignoring your deadlines and always submitting your work late. Yeah, so the security is gonna be up to escort you off the premises in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Good talk.
Let that sink in.
What's up everybody, I'm Vaughn and welcome to Let That Sink In, where we provide career and professional development tips. Now I know I'm not the only one who had a moment as a kid when our parents stopped us from doing something we considered fun, and we looked at one or both of them and asked ourselves, when did they become these boring, fun-killing, no enjoyment having individuals? It wasn't until I was older and I started hanging out with my parents as an adult, and after I had kids myself, that I came to understand that there was a time when they were actually cool, loose, fun-loving individuals. And it was actually me and my siblings who changed them. Instead of getting to spend their days as cool, chill individuals, they had to spend their time doing things like stopping us from skydiving out of a tall mango tree with a scandal bag as a parachute, or riding as fast as humanly possible down a dead-end lane on a bicycle with no brakes. You know, things that all normal children do, you know? Just me? Okay. That train of thought led to another, which kind of made me think about the world of work, and I realized that it's kind of the same with managers. While a lot of bad managers seem like they're just the spawn of Satan and just emerged from the ether the way they are, a lot, however, have villain origin stories. And a lot of those stories start with you, the terrible employees they had to deal with on a daily basis over several years. And that's the focus of today's show, showing some of the ways in which employees get like Dr. Frankenstein and help to transform their supervisors from decent, happy people into the hellspawn they love to hate. Stay tuned.
Let that sink in.
Here's the first way you help to make your boss evil. You don't do your work unless instructed to. The way some of you behave at your job, you'd never know you researched the job opportunity, adjusted your resume, sent it in, got called for and attended an interview, accepted the job offer, and read and accepted the job description. Because many of you, you know yourselves, only go to work and do the bare minimum, or at least the parts of the job that you only feel like doing. And when your manager brings this to your attention, you have a worse attitude than a dolly who spot another dolly in the dance in the same outfit. After dealing with this for a couple of years, don't be too surprised if your boss's ringtone starts to sound a little like this.
Hey Marlon, how's it going, man?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, sir. Thank you for asking.
Good, good, good. You know, listen, I've been meaning to ask you, so how's the job search going?
Job search? Sir, I don't think I understand what you're talking about. I don't.
I forgot to tell you, you're fired for consistently ignoring your deadlines and always submitting your work late. Yeah, so the security is gonna be up to escort you off the premises in like 2 minutes. And you know, by the way, you might want to consider a career in archaeology, you know, since they also specialize in passing off old, outdated information as useful and relevant. Yeah. All the best in your future endeavors, where you will more than likely be ruining another company due to your lackadaisical effort. Yeah. Good talk.
Here's the second way you help make your boss evil. You get an inch and you take a mile. Meet Dave. Dave is a supervisor and he's generally an easygoing person. He doesn't really make waves as long as the work is getting done. and has no problems looking the other way if his employees are a little late here and there. For some time, Dave has allowed Michael to get away with being late, generally without issue. But then Michael starts coming to work late more frequently. Dave speaks to Michael about this a couple of times and things change for a little bit, then go right back to being bad. Eventually, Dave decides he can't allow this to continue without looking weak to his other workers and to his own supervisors, so he decides to write Michael a memo. After Michael receives the memo, he takes it very personally and starts to become very difficult towards Dave and badmouths him to the other workers. Out of loyalty to Michael, many of the other workers side with him and also begin badmouthing Dave, creating a very toxic workplace environment. After weeks of bad treatment, Dave thinks about it and realizes that nobody seems to remember all the times he looked the other way when people were late and all the other ways in which he's been looking out for his staff. He decides that since nobody respects the nice guy, he's gonna become the bad guy. He buys a poster of Skeletor and hangs it in his office at work. He is no longer Dave. He is Lord Dave Skull, who rules with an iron fist and shows no mercy. All will feel the wrath of Lord Dave Skull. Bad behavior number 3. You badmouth your boss to your coworkers. Nobody likes a toxic workplace, right? Wrong. Romantic comedy, action movie, thriller, horror movie, they all go down at the workplace. And every workplace has its Oscar-worthy actors ready and willing to get into character at a moment's notice. One of the particularly dastardly ones is one who we call the badmouther. This is the person who makes up or repeats bad things about their co-workers to make life difficult for persons they don't like. It gets especially bad when they do it to managers and bosses, because that can easily turn the workforce against him or her and affect productivity. These kind of workers are also the worst to get around new hires, because they can easily take what was supposed to be a good worker and poison them against the company, multiplying the number of bad workers a manager has to deal with. Firing them is also difficult because being an a-hole is not exactly a fireable offense. So most bosses end up having to just deal with them, and don't be surprised that many decide to just fight fire with fire and become what they hate. And just like that, we've given birth to another Chancellor Palpatine, who uses psychological warfare to break the wills of his employees and push them to the dark side.
This is a company-wide public service announcement. A company-wide public service announcement. Could Sharon Brown please report to the lobby? That's Sharon Brown. Please report to the lobby where there are police officers waiting to arrest you for fraud. Apparently you've been masquerading as a useful employee since you got off probation, and it has now finally caught up with you. Kind of like how Marie in accounting caught you taking pictures for your OnlyFans account in the staff room closet. That is all. Thank you. You may now return to your regularly scheduled programming.
Bad behavior number 4. You act like you're doing your boss a favor by coming to work. People hate their jobs. Nothing new here, that's been happening since the dawn of time. But where things get villain originating is where you hate your job, and instead of finding a new one, you decide that a bad attitude is now your defining characteristic. You make it painfully clear that you will only do what exactly is required of you and nothing more, and push back on every request made and every task assigned to make the workday as difficult as possible. And in the immortal words of beloved reggae singer Garnet Silk, a man is just a man. A person can only take this kind of stress for so long before deciding to fight back. Better persons will leave the job or get therapy to help them cope. Others, however,
remember that you are our most important asset here at the workplace. The workplace does not work without you. So we absolutely have to solve your problem, all right? Maurice, don't even worry about it. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to make sure that you get the redress that you deserve. We're going to take care of you, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be fine, man. Don't worry about it. Well, Mr. Davis, you wouldn't even know I'm glad to hear you say that, because I'm stressed about this for a while now, I wonder if I'm going to lose my work. I wonder where I'm going to go on for the future. And Well, thanks. I'm just glad you sit down and you listen and thanks. Thanks, here. Yes, man. Have a good rest of the day. I'll get back to you soon. I told you. I told you. Who's the champion? Who is the champion?
Not gonna lie, that was impressive. Yeah, really the king of this for true.
Absolutely. You're looking at the undisputed king of pretending to care about the employees' needs and wants.
So we are going to vote him problem to help him.
What do you mean?
What are you going to do?
What do you mean what we are going to do? Nothing. As usual.
A joke, yeah, make Bridget, a joke.
Oh, yo, you almost catch me a while ago, you know, bro. Good one. Yeah, almost catch me a while ago. Yeah, almost catch me.
Let that sink in.
That's where we're going to put up stumps on today's episode, but who knows? Depending on how well this one does, we might do a part 2, but that is entirely up to you, the viewers. Okay people, I am Vaughn and this has been Let That Sink In, where we provide career and professional development tips. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.